Hey flowers, it's your favorite NASA sweater wearing Rose. Um, Today we are on to week 3. Today is an overview of the topic that I chose last week, which is suicide. I chose the topic suicide because it kind of ties into bullying. It's another heavy hitter. Um, it has it. I have experiences of suicide in my life. Nobody like directly close to me has committed suicide, but my little sister had several friends during her middle school year that committed suicide. So I have seen the effect it has on people who were close to them and the community. Um, just a little word out there. If you feel like suicide is your last option, if you feel like suicide is the only option for you, I want to tell you that it's not. There are so many websites and hotlines and people reaching out to you. It devastates entire communities, entire families. There's so many things out there worth experiencing, worth living, that you need to stay alive to experience those things. So don't ever feel like you are worth nothing and that suicide is your last resort, last option, because it's not. There's so many people out there that want to help you. There are so many things out there that you need to experience. And I know this because I once felt that way. And if I had ended my life all those years ago, even not even all those years ago, if I had ended my life a couple months ago, I wouldn't have experienced so many things that I have had the chance to so far in my life. And there are so many things that I want to experience, and I keep setting goals for myself where I'm like, I'm going to experience this. I'm going to experience this. And it keeps me going day to day because I have goals to strive for. So set down a goal for yourself, strive for that goal. And I promise you, life is worth living. Okay. All right. Already getting emotional. All right. So a statistic, tongue-tied statistic that I pulled from the 2016 CDC is that suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 through 24, which I fall into that category as a 22-year-old. Yeah, story time is for Wednesday. I will share some stories of my brushes with that. I will hopefully get my friend on speakerphone since she can't currently be at college with me, and she can share some of her stories and her personal experiences as well. You know, suicide is it's kind of like a taboo subject in today's society. It's happening. We know it's happening. There's a crisis. There's so many newspaper articles and stuff, but nobody takes an active stance of speaking out for it. Like, we don't really pay attention until someone commits suicide, and then we're like, oh, their life was so wonderful, so beautiful. They had so much going for them. There's a whole Netflix series now, 13 Reasons Why, about suicide, which I am completely against. Don't ever watch it, especially if you do have suicidal tendencies or depression. I urge you not to watch it at all. They did not follow the guidelines. Excuse me. They didn't follow the guidelines set forward for them by multiple suicide prevention and relief associations, and they just went on their own and they caused so many issues. Like, don't ever watch that show. Where was I? Oh yeah, taboo subject. So society kind of just brushes it under the rug and doesn't really pay attention to it until it pops up, and then they're kind of like, oh, and then it fades away. And society as a whole does that, but let me tell you, the inner communities, we don't forget that easily. you know like I said, my little sister has had several incidences where friends of hers in middle school, these kids thought there was no way out, and our community is still hurting from it, and we still remember them. So it's not that easy to forget. um so don't ever think that your life is meaningless, because there you will always you are important. If you leave a hole in so many people's hearts. So stay alive, keep fighting, push yourself forward. I have personal goals that I strive for daily. I have friends that I reach out to whenever I'm feeling in too deep. I've recently started talking to my family more openly about it, which is very new and scary for me, but I'm working on getting there, being open with them. Um, so don't ever feel like you don't matter, because you do. You know, suicide is a lot of people call it the coward's way out, and I don't want to agree with that, but it is kind of like a mistake, I kind of want to say, because there's so much worth living. There's so many people, even if you feel like you're all alone in the world, there's you might wake up the next morning and find someone that you connect with. You might wake up the next morning and see a butterfly sitting on a bush and just be like in the wonder of Earth's beauty. Like, there's so much that can happen, and you won't be able to see it or experience it if you end your life. So please don't. Reach out to a suicide hotline, go to the organization, go to the youth center, speak to a trusted adult, get the help you need, because you do matter, okay? And if you have any doubts, reach me at my Twitter handle, reach me in the comments here, because I'm always here to listen to you guys, okay? That's the whole point of this channel, is to reach out to you guys, get my message across, show you guys that you're not alone. There are multiple people that have experienced what you're experiencing, and I am one of them. And I want to get that message out to as many people as I can, help as many people as I can, because this is really important to me. I want to show that you're not the only one experiencing it. I've experienced it my whole life. I want to show you guys that it's not something to be scared of. It's not something to hide. Mental health is a real issue. Suicide is a huge factor in today's society. I wish it wasn't. I wish we didn't have to worry about suicide rates climbing so high, but it's a fact of life. And if I can prevent just one person from ending their life tonight, I'd count that as a win. So please, please, please take a moment, look at your life, look at the future, think of everything that you want to do, and strive to that goal, and don't end your life, please. Okay? All right, emotional. Like I said, Wednesday, story time. Hopefully I'll have a friend on speakerphone to share some of her stories. Until then, keep breathing, go and find something beautiful today, and remind yourself why you were put on this beautiful earth. All right? I love you guys. This is Rose signing off. Keep dreaming, keep blooming, and keep living, my beautiful flowers.